Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Deb Sofield, and you're listening to my weekly podcast series called Encouragement for Your Life. Most of you know I'm a national speaker, trainer, and coach. I like to say I help people find their voice and learn to use it. I'm also a conference speaker on the topics of public speaking, presentation skills, how to deal with the media, and crisis communication. I've got a number of other presentations on my website if you'd like to check those out. If your organization has an upcoming conference and you need a keynote speaker, I hope you'll reach out at debsofield.com. I would love to be a part. I've got a number of great books on the market. My best-selling book, Speak Without Fear. My book, Perfecting Your Platform. Both of those are on Amazon and Audible if you like to listen to books. And my series, Encouragement for Your Life, which is a compilation of these podcasts, they're available on Amazon, volumes 1 through 3. Just go into Amazon, type in my name, Deb Sofield, all my books will appear. I've got a great theme for today, and I'm calling it The Higher We Soar. Stay tuned, I'll be right back. So I was reading online the other day, and I came across this quote, "The higher we soar, the smaller we appear to those who cannot fly." That's from Friedrich Nietzsche. Once again, that quote just grabbed me, and it won't let me go due to the truth that is so simply stated. This is where I find myself today with a quote that I believe hits the nail on the head with a very simple idea. Our friend, the higher we soar, the smaller we appear to those who cannot fly. Man, don't you know it? All those who continually jab at you for your hopes and dreams and aspirations, yet they can't see their way out of a paper bag, and they want to drag you down? You, amazing you, with all your hopes and ideas and dreams and business ventures, inventions and prospects of new and different things. Shocking! They want to drag you down to where they are, because you and your big ideas, well, let's just be honest, it's unimportant to them. Because they are stuck and they have no vision, and because they are immovable in a world of boredom, sameness, and lack of new ideas, they want you to sit right down beside them because misery loves company. Well, not only does misery love company, it also detests anything and anyone who yearns to break free from a world of empty ideas. Don't do it. Don't wallow with them in their small world of sameness. You should choose to pursue your dreams, your hopes, your ideas. Our friend, don't be stopped by others who haven't had a new idea in their head in years. Listen, believe the message of Zig Ziglar, and he said this, "Don't let someone who gave up on their dreams talk you out of yours." Wow, that's the truth. And I'll add to his thought, don't let small minds convince you that your dreams are too big. Why? Because friends, the higher we soar, the smaller we appear to those who cannot fly. All right, listen, I get it. It's a shame that others can't fly. In a perfect world, we'd all fly together. But you and I know that's not going to happen. Ever. So, since you're on track to do great things, don't let others' opinions, musings, or snarky remarks bother you, offend you, or hold you back. Why? Because that's a choice you get to make, to either stay and wither or walk away and win and do what you were born to do. Listen, I know it's hard when people who should be your cheerleaders choose to sit on the bench rather than pitch in and help because they didn't think of the idea, or frankly, any new idea. Those are the days when you're just going to have to cheer for yourself. Trust me, most of us have done that plenty of times in our successful lives. Not everyone's blessed with the determination or invention or innovation gene. Many good people just don't have it. And we can speculate on why until the end of time, but since I don't have that much time today and you don't either, let me simply state that you have every right to hope and dream and be the person you were meant to be. Every God-given right. So friend, you should use it up until your days are over. And here's the thing. If you choose not to live to your full potential because how it makes others feel, well then let me be very clear with you. Ready? You're a chicken. Worse than that, you're a pigeon. Okay, frankly, there's nothing worse than being a pigeon. Yeah, I'm trying to offend you into the clear light of day so you can see your way to soaring above the clouds. Remember, the higher we soar, the smaller we appear to those who cannot fly. I have to admit I fly a lot, and I'm intrigued as much by the fluffy clouds as I am the tiny little cars and houses that twinkle in the night as I fly into my hometown. Once I'm back home, sitting on the porch, I can see an occasional jet fly over, and I reverse the thought from being up there looking down to me looking up to the sky to see a tiny speck of what I know is a huge jumbo jet flying overhead. At that time, I realized that it was true. The higher the plane in the sky, the less I could really see its massive size. Let me focus on a few hard truths that I believe you and I need to think through, so we will not be thrown off track by the dismissive actions of others. Remember, the jealousy of others is not your problem. I know that many jealous people like to cast a wide net and drag others into their dysfunction so it's not obvious to others that they're damaged. Friend, if that happens, you need to do whatever it takes to cut yourself free. I did a post on jealousy a while back, and the hard truth is, jealous people have allowed an invisible switch to flip inside their head. And once flipped, unless they get help, they are not good for you to be around. There really is something deep and dark about jealousy and jealous people that healthy people don't understand. So be wise and find a way out or away from a jealous person. They'll only act like they're happy for you in front of others, but deep down in their misery, they loathe your success. Hard words, I know, but friend, I'm speaking truth so you can be aware. And I really would encourage you to go check out The Emotions of Jealousy, another podcast that I have. I know it's hard to make changes with friends and family, but friend, if you don't move away from them as soon as you sense their true feelings, you're harming yourself because of someone who doesn't have your best in mind. Yes, once again, Deb is the bearer of bad tidings on the issue, but you need a friend to shake you into seeing the truth for what it is and not what you've been excusing. Yes, I know you've been excusing it. So my second point is this. You've got to trust that when you do soar, you will find others who are flying at your same altitude. That is your flock. That is your new network. I have to admit, I'm one of these people that believes in synchronicity. It happens when you allow yourself to be open and truthful with yourself and others. Listen, open within reason. But think back on all the people you've had an unexpected connection with, who know the same people you do, who went to the same school you did, or lived in the same area where you grew up. Many times it just kind of happens to work out that you get connected with those who are going in the same direction as you. Now, here's the truth. That only happens when you actually go to the events you've been invited to, instead of staying at home, or making a call to a friend that asked you to make a call for someone else so they could be a good connection, or at least follow up on a lead that might spark a new opportunity. Have to admit, I know the thought of going back out after a long day at work to meet people you barely know seems daunting. But to be successful nowadays, you might have to commit to a consistent, long-term networking plan. Remember, rushing out after you've lost your job makes you look desperate, and that scares off most opportunities. So take it slowly, but do take advantage of the kindness of others. I bet you've got more connections than you thought about. So may I suggest that this new season, you say yes to invites to parties that you would normally brush off. I mean, who knows? You might find a new opportunity waiting to happen when you choose to soar instead of staying on the ground, grousing around, looking for discarded peanuts. Remember, the higher we soar, the smaller we appear to those who cannot fly. And that brings me to my final point, which is sometimes you need to grow comfortable flying alone. I mentioned a while back that early in my career, one of the hardest things for me to do was to accept the fact that if I was going to be successful, I was going to have to go it alone. Not that I wanted to rebuild by myself, but it was a hand that I was dealt, so I needed to make it work. I remember reading a quote that has stuck with me through the years. People think being alone makes you lonely. But I don't think that's true. Being surrounded by the wrong people is the loneliest thing in the world. And I'll add, I would rather be alone and happy than be with others who make me feel alone and unhappy on my journey. Most people don't think they would like to be alone, but I gotta say, once you get over that initial change from the chaos to the quiet, you're going to find that you crave the free time that being alone affords you. Now, let me assure you, over time, you'll become more at ease with the quiet. In fact, you might be surprised how much you enjoy your own company, because usually it's then that you make the self-discovery that you don't need to look outside yourself for your self-worth. Friend, you will be okay flying alone for a few weeks, months, or even years. Just trust that it will all work out in the end as it is supposed to. And always remember that it's okay for you to soar to new heights, so high that you are a speck to those who are sitting on the ground, because the higher you soar, the smaller you appear to those who just can't fly. And frankly speaking, I think that's fine. All right, yet another tough love message today. But here's why. I am always surprised when people just don't see the opportunities that are right before them, because others are whispering in their ear, not now, not this time, be careful. Really? There's not a lot of time left, people. So I'm going to ask you to step up and soar. All right, you've been listening to Deb Sofield's Encouragement for Your Life. I hope you join me next week, because I'd like to continue this journey together as we work towards a better day. And remember, Deb doesn't care what the world says about you. I want you to know that I care about you, and I care about you because I believe you can soar. I believe you can be and do anything your heart's desire is. It's going to take work, and here's my promise. I will walk alongside you as we follow that dream together. All right, take care, everybody. Have a great weekend. Join me next week.